Long-awaited, unsealed documents reveal high-profile names linked to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's go off the wall and break down some of the biggest names, the claims, and the responses. And off the top, we were just talking about this. We want to emphasize that just because someone's name is in the document doesn't mean they were involved or guilty of anything. In many cases, Will, you pointed out, it's the lawyer who brings up the name of that person. Sometimes it's the other way around, but being named in these, we want to be careful about that.
Yeah, your name next to Jeffrey Epstein is bad, right? That means like people leap to conclusions. So it's important for us to understand that not all these names necessarily meant they had a connection to Epstein. In fact, often it was that they didn't have a connection to Epstein.
Except for this one.
Yeah, we'll start though with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's office maintains he knows nothing about Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes. But these are depositions, and in these depositions, for example, I believe this one is from Virginia Giuffre. She was asked, did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? And she says, Jeffrey said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
There's also the speculation that Bill Clinton went to Vanity Fair to try to squash an article that was going to come out about Jeffrey Epstein. You also have some of these logs that have come out on flights documenting that Bill Clinton was often flying with Jeffrey Epstein. So these denials are coming in a little thin. Another name that was mentioned in this is Donald Trump. And a lot of people wanted to jump on that and say, oh, man, well, make that comparison. In this case, that comparison cannot be made because in multiple sections of this deposition, they were asking, did you see Donald Trump? No. Did you ever massage Donald Trump? No. So a lot of it was a recognition that while they were in the same social circles in New York and Palm Beach at that time, it was not a close relationship, and he was not traveling with Jeffrey Epstein.
No, Trump and Epstein apparently knew each other in the 1990s. Referenced here, we'll call up Trump. We'll go to, I don't recall the name of the casino, but we'll go to the casino. They know each other. They knew each other. Trump says they had a falling out.
I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. I mean, people in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I was not a fan of his. That I can tell you. I was not a fan of his.
Falling out was apparently Jeffrey Epstein was at Mar-a-Lago and creeping on a young girl there. Donald Trump got wind of it and kicked him out, didn't allow him back. That's the story.
Other names that are mentioned. Now, this one is not, by any means in all the documents, an innocent name, and that is Prince Andrew of England. There are allegations all throughout. His name is all over the place in these things. And there are allegations of sex and sex with underage women. And there's examples, like in this situation, where Virginia, again, Giuffre says that I sat on Andrew's lap, they put the puppet hand on Virginia's breast, and Andrew put his hand on my breast, and they took a photo.
And it doesn't help that one of the most public photos out there is of him with Virginia, so you can't dispute that there was a connection there. There's also a financial settlement. There was no admission of liability or guilt, per se, but there are reports that he's increasingly distraught about the public revelations that have come from this document. I didn't know this name until now.
No, this is new. Now, and look, people, an interesting rebuttal that people make to the names involved with Jeffrey Epstein is, well, but how did you not know what he was up to if you're around all the time? Well, here's an example, I think. Did you ever meet anybody famous when you were with Jeffrey? I met Michael Jackson. Oh, really? Where was he at? At his house in Palm Beach, at Jeffrey's house in Palm Beach. Did you massage him? I did not. This is all under the cover of massages. Who did you massage?
And this is what Jeffrey Epstein trafficked in, was the connections that he had and the stories he could tell, the people that he knew.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was true, sometimes it wasn't. Did he meet Michael Jackson once, or did he meet him 50 times? We don't know, and it doesn't help to speculate, but it reiterates that a lot of these names pop up because they're famous, but not because they're necessarily close to Jeffrey Epstein.
It's a good point you're making. Epstein ran these names out a lot to say, I know so-and-so, to increase. But when you see names, Leonardo DiCaprio, Cate Blanchett, Bruce Willis, in these documents, as we started out with, sometimes it's a lawyer saying, did you ever see Leonardo DiCaprio there? And then the girl would answer, no. But now his name's in the document.
Exactly. Or in this case, as I just talked about, she's saying, well, I never met them, but Jeffrey Epstein would say he was on the phone a lot with Leonardo.
Right.
Or Kate. Was he, or Bruce, was he or was he not? We don't know, but he would make it look like he was.
David Copperfield, the illusionist's name, also comes up. Did Copperfield ever discuss Jeffrey's involvement with young girls with you? He questioned me if I was aware that girls were getting paid to find other girls.
See, that's the part about all of this, is how much of this Jeffrey Epstein reality, this open secret, was really known. And that's the question. If you were around him, did you know the other stuff? And
Right.
what did you know? And that statement right there alludes to the fact that maybe he did know that the rumors were out there.
Right.
And who drew the line, who didn't, it's tough to figure that out.
All right.
There we go.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.